Okay, have you made any Instagram Reels yet? I'm so excited about this new platform. We all know that Instagram loves to copy other social media platforms, so it's no surprise that they've come out with this kind of TikTok ripoff a little bit. But I'm very excited. The thing that I love about Instagram Reels versus TikTok is that it's easier to categorize on Instagram than it is on TikTok, and it's easier to find what you're looking for. So you have this existing audience that has found you via hashtags and very clear preference to be ingesting your content. So Instagram Reels are gonna be more likely to be viewed by people who are qualified and more likely to become potential customers. Whereas on TikTok, you're kind of speaking out, throwing it out into the wilderness, and you might get more eyes on it, but they're not necessarily going to be qualified eyes. And as a business owner, I like qualified eyes better. So today I'm gonna give you 5 tips for making better Instagram Reels, specifically if you're trying to use these Reels to grow your following and sell your work on Instagram. All right, number 1, closed captions. You need them. I can't stress this enough. Whether or not you're actually speaking, there needs to be something on the screen kind of explaining what this is, what they're watching. Even if you don't care about hearing impaired people, which you should, almost 70% of users watch with the sound off. So you can't capture them if you just have something happening on screen with no information. Luckily, you can use all of Instagram's text editing features, which you're likely already familiar with, and in my opinion, are way better than TikTok's. Second, you wanna keep those captions and text in the middle when you are making those captions. So when a reel shows up on your main profile, it'll be in just a square. So cover text should be combined to the square. You get a little more vertical space in your viewer's scroll feed when they're scrolling through, but they do have to click on your reel and go to the Reels tab to be able to see the entire top and bottom of the screen, and this varies a little bit based on what phone they are watching on. So most people viewing your reel will not be clicking and going to that Reels tab, so just a good rule of thumb is to keep text toward the middle vertically as much as possible, not the top, not the bottom. Number 3, you should always share to your feed. Yes, that's a question that I get a lot. Should you click that little toggle that says share to feed? It's so easy. The reel will still show up in Explore and on hashtags if you don't share it in your feed, but sharing it to your feed will encourage some quick engagement for people who already like you. I call these low-hanging likes, and they're gonna go ahead and get that momentum building, which is gonna help you show up on the hashtags and Explore page more often. Okay, number 4, you definitely wanna use a cover photo. If you heard that last point about sharing something to your feed and you went, yikes, that's totally gonna mess up my feed aesthetic, never fear. You can add a cover image from your camera roll, which is something you can't do on TikTok. I love that about Instagram Reels. So choose something that matches your feed and still applies to that reel, maybe the finished product or an introductory cover or something with text saying what it is. And the best part is no one watching the reel will even see it after they click on it. So it's just something to show up in your feed and it won't show up when they're actually scrolling through or watching your video. And number 5, I get this question so much. Should you use hashtags on Reels? Yes. Treat this like a normal feed post when it comes to hashtags and use at least 10 or more. This is going to apply to captions as well. Treat it like a normal post. I do have a video linked in the corner for some new creative hashtag strategies that I love. The big thing here is using hashtags that really apply and thinking of different ways to say the same thing. So for instance, if you're a Las Vegas wedding photographer, you might want to use hashtags like Las Vegas wedding, Las Vegas wedding photography, Las Vegas wedding photographer, Vegas wedding photographer. These are all basically the same thing, and the same level of qualified client is going to be searching those same hashtags, but you're going to get a new audience based on whether they just subconsciously think of Las Vegas as Las Vegas, or think of photographer versus photography, etc. So just to recap those 5 tips for better Instagram Reels, we've got using closed captions. This will help your engagement so much. Keeping those captions in the middle of the screen so people can see it without having to click somewhere else. Sharing to your feed always. Using a cover photo that matches the aesthetic of your feed, and of course using hashtags. My favorite tip, however, is just to pay attention to what's working when it comes to Reels. If you have one reel that just popped off, list out all the qualities of that video: lighting, background, subject matter, reveal, sound, time of day posted, hashtags, captions, etc. Compare all your best performing reels and see what works. Try and take those numbers and get them a little bit higher. I'm anxiously awaiting Reels Insights for more analytic features, and I know it's gonna come eventually. I know Instagram's gonna give that to us, but this is the best manual way to do that by just finding similarities in what's performing well and trying to recreate those same situations. So I hope you found this video really helpful. There's a lot of good Reels puns out there these days, and that you're enjoying having a good time and creating some fun new videos for your Instagram feed. Let me know what questions you have, and if you want more strategy on Instagram, please check out the Instagram guide for creatives. It's going to be updated before the end of 2020 to include a section on Reels and all the 2020 craziness that happened on Instagram and what it means for your strategy moving forward into 2021. So the link for that is in the description of this video.